detailed. That obviously didn't go how you guys wanted it to. What do you do with this match at this point going forward?
Well, obviously a lot of disappointment. Emotions were high today. Obviously there were a lot of things that went wrong. We brought a lot of those on ourselves, so there have been some games where things haven't gone our way, and you maybe say, oh, it's because of this or that. We brought most of what went wrong today on ourselves, and so I take responsibility for that. It was very difficult for me, the performance first half, and then obviously the second half, everything that could go wrong went wrong, and again it was us that made it go wrong. So we have to take one on the chin, and we got bloodied today, no doubt about it. It's very humbling, embarrassing, whatever emotion. Everybody has different emotions, but those are two words that come to mind for me. Some of the other guys have different emotions. Maybe it's anger, frustration, but all those things are swirling around, because losing 4-0 on your home field, that's not acceptable, and we apologize to the supporters. They come to and pay to watch a game and to see a performance and to see a result, and we didn't give them that today, and that's extremely disappointing, and it's not something we take lightly. In saying that, the only thing we can do is move forward. We're dealing with a lot of adversity right now. We dealt with more adversity in this game, losing another player. Again, there are factors in the game, but ultimately, the result didn't go our way, and we have to move on to the next game, and we have to respond. And this is going to be a big test of this team's character. In every season I've been a part of, there's always been, one or two of these games. In the year we won the championship, I think we lost 2 games by 5 goals that season. So there's always results like this. When you sign up and everybody joins this season to go on this journey, it's not going to be easy, and there are going to be games like this. But when it happens, it's really hard to swallow, and that's kind of what we're feeling right now. But we don't have time to dwell on this. We got to move on. We got to learn what we can learn as quick as possible. We don't have a whole lot of options. Obviously, we had 16 players today on the bench. That's the lowest I've ever coached in a game in the 5 years I've been here. And then we lost another guy, with Chance Myers being out. We think it's a broken ankle. We're dealing with a lot. But again, as men, myself and those players, what a great opportunity for us to show character and respond, and pick ourselves back up in a short amount of time and go on the road and show everyone that what happened today, that's not the team that we are. It's not who we are as individuals. And we have the opportunity to go there and to show our mettle and show our character and show that we can respond.
You've had a couple instances this season, Chara at Montreal, Adi today, in which players on the team have acted unprofessionally, frankly, when things weren't going the team's way and made matters worse. How do you as a coach make sure that doesn't keep happening?
Yeah, you talk about it, you address it, you tell them. Those are conversations I have all the time. And that was disappointing, absolutely. And it can't happen again, because those are mistakes that cost the team, not even just this game, but puts us in an even tougher position, next game. Obviously it's good to have passion, it's good to have fire in your belly, but it's good to have emotion, but being emotional and, retaliating or making a decision that is risking, a red card, that's unacceptable. And like you said, we don't stand for it. We'll talk about it, and it's disappointing.
How frustrating is it, to see the defense struggle so much, but yet Gleason has had a really good game, and it could have been worse. But how frustrating is it, to get the defense back on track and try to, with a lot of different moving pieces that you have going forward?
Yeah, that second half was like I said, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. We had 2 red cards and a PK, and you know, it's disappointing because, you know, the first half we didn't play well, but it was only a 1-goal margin, and you'd say that the goal that they scored, you're not sure you can do much about that, you know. So, and it happens. We started the second half well, you know, in the first 5 minutes we're lively. You could tell we were going to make a push, and then we give up the PK, and then we compounded a few minutes later with a red card, and then another red card, and we're down 2-0, down 2 men, and the game's over then, you know. And obviously they put a couple more goals in there, and it feels, you know, even worse. You know, but the reality is that first 15 minutes, the second half, and the decisions we made, you know, the PK and the 2 reds, that cost us the game, you know, because I do think we're going to get back in that game if we don't put ourselves in that position. And and I said that to the team, that's the biggest disappointment, you know, is just some of the little decisions we made. And, you know, obviously the 2 reds for me are the biggest ones. That's disappointing.
Caleb, Jack has battled back from injuries and had a goal tonight. Can you just talk about his performance?
Yeah, again, I mean, you know, he goes in the game, I think it was 3-0, you know, so the game's gone by then. We're down a man at that point, and, you know, it's about just getting through it to the end. And I thought the 4th goal was actually very disappointing because, you know, even though we're down a man, it's still a play that we can track and deal with. But, yeah, I mean, for me, it's hard to evaluate a performance in that type of scenario. But I thought he worked hard. You know, obviously Jeremy came in and worked hard, you know, when they came in. But, you know, you could see that in the first half, in the back 6 especially, there was a little bit of tentativeness and lack of cohesion. And a big part of that is pretty simple, you know, that's a new group and they've never played together. And, you know, we lose Marco Farfan on Sunday, mid-training. He was going to start the game and he goes down, and now we got to put Chance in and shift Zarek over, and you know, then we lose, obviously before that we lose Nagby, so now we got to, you know, probably play Larry sooner than we want, which shifts Lawrence in the midfield, and then we lose Chance mid-game, and we literally had no center back or outside back or holding mid-subs, and at that point, you know, down 1-0, we felt, you know, we would play more of an attacking lineup, and it's hard to know in that second half if it were to work because we gave up 2 reds and a PK.
Caleb, obviously you haven't had Wayne for a while. I'm more interested from the team captain, leadership, chemistry type thing. When a game gets away from you like this, how much of a factor do you think it is that the captain hasn't been around?
Yeah, I mean, again, you know, first half wasn't good enough, but it happens, right? I mean, you give up goals in first halves, you come out sometimes flat, and again, when you look at the guys that are in the lineup, you know, you can maybe understand why there's some guys feeling things out. It was Chance Meyer's first game of the year. It's Larry's first game in 8 weeks, and you saw that in you know, that back 6. You know, Zarek's not a left back, but we don't have any more left backs, so he had to play there. So I think that was a big part of why, you know, those guys, you know, kind of struggled. You know, and so what do? You know, obviously you train them a couple days and you try to, you know, get it sorted, but it just wasn't great. But I thought, you know, the first half we're still in the game and it's 1-0, and it wasn't what we wanted, but I thought there'd be a good response, and there was. And then, you know, like I said, we make some poor decisions on the PK, you know, diving in. You know, the Victor play, you'd say, you know, what do you do there in terms of, you know, those plays happen. It's a young player. I mean, he'll learn that lesson. He put himself in a situation. But I think going back to your question on the leadership, I think with the Adi situation, you know, maybe to some extent, you know, we need to, you know, as a team and with the leaders on this team, make sure that guys are calm and, you know, don't make that decision. Because for me, in looking at that, you know, that play, and you know, Adi's a, you know, a competitor, you know, but you know, he made a mistake and he let his emotions get the best of him. Definitely out of character.
Looking ahead to Vancouver and looking for a response there, you lose 3 more players with Myers and the 2 red cards. I don't know if you'll get anyone back in terms of the injuries and potential Gold Cup result with Jamaica, but do you feel like you're going to have enough personnel to be able to put enough guys out there in positions that they've played to be able to get a response?
I don't know. I mean, again, you know, we're trying to manage what we can manage. I mean, we're dealing with a lot of adversity, but yet, you know, for me, when I look at the game again, we brought it on ourselves today. You know, so when I start a game, I don't care who's in the game. You know, I felt like we were prepared. We knew we were managing some things. We knew it wasn't the ideal situation in terms of lineup and personnel. But when the whistle blows, we expect to perform well, regardless. And we didn't do that. So I really don't want to talk a lot about who was in the lineup today, and I'm not going to use that as an excuse because we could have performed better with the group that we started the game with. Moving forward, like you said, we have even more to manage now. So we gotta think about how we can manage it. Maybe we're at the threshold where we can pull some guys up. Who do we pull up? I don't know. You know, we'll see. But I think the biggest thing is we need to pray for, you know, maybe a result that can help us. I won't say which result that is, but that would help us a lot.
Thank you.